team, enabling him to get these Sunstrike kills. He's then like 4 and 4, has Midas pre 9 minutes anyway, even though he's died a bunch in lane.
Remaining.
And then they always aim to kind of win the game by like 30 minutes, right? Even if it's not like taking racks or something, they've got such a solid lead and control of the entire map that these greedy players, like Forev, like Firo, can actually farm freely.
Yeah, Firo has a very greedy playstyle though. He's actually not super flexible on the Invoker. He goes a lot of Wex, 1 point in Quas, and he uses Meteor and Sunstrike a lot while farming up the Ancients. I think a player like a mid one is much better on the Invoker actually because he plays different styles. He combos a lot with other spells. He gets solo kills on lane with the Cold Snap Alacrity like we saw in the last series, and he's way more willing to help out his team. I think Firo AFK farms a lot, as does mid one, but mid one, he can join fights early, and he has shown that he can integrate way better, I think, than Firo.
Radiant team ban.
Well, this is no surprise from Alliance.
Nope.
I think EGM's get more than 50% of his games on the ET.
I mean, they're the one team that makes it work time and time again, I feel. The other Titan, why is that?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but I feel like Alliance, even when it wasn't in favor, it was Alliance that still picked it.
Remaining.
I have a feeling like is it like the secondary answer? Like, okay, the Coddle gets banned out, but the ET still stops that push to the tier 1 tower early on?
Yes. That does.
It's decent. It's no Coddle, though.
There's no Coddle.
Nothing is Coddle.
They've got 2 ways to fight reset as well, right? Slardar, you always want him to blink initiate and look for that initial kill with like Sunstrike, but with Stampede and Echo Stomp,
Alliance
have 2 ways to kind of halt and reset fights and maybe reinitiate.
That's true, and Alliance is the team that is known for evading fights and wanting to only fight in their terms, so these are the perfect 2 heroes to do that with.
Yeah, but they're not going to get that kind of
remaining.
like space to like evade and fight in their terms when they're like playing up against bears.
Remaining.
Yeah,
like the Slardar pickup is there, but you instantly know they're going to have some strong rotations to come in.
Radiant
they're not going to be
team
passive
back.
on their side lanes either. They're going to be up in the face of Alliance, and Alliance need to be ready to fight back. They can't just say, we'll wait till the 25-30 minute mark, or else we'll have a repeat of the first semi-final, which is one team getting completely stomped out around the 15 to 20 minute mark, and then the game will end at 30.
Yeah, and that all was based on just strong lanes, and Alliance is not really the team that's known for strong lanes. They're known for mid-game and late game. That's when they shine.
What heroes has Adam been playing outside of Dazzle and
played
Bottle?
Wisp, Coddle.
Has he played Rubik once, I think?
Probably.
Alliances turn to ban.
But his 2 big ones, or 3 big ones, have all gone.
Yeah. He played a lot of things back in his time, so I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah.
He can easily play Starter in this, but it depends on what they want to give Yapzor. Yapzor, I think, is actually the key to this entire series. He can interrupt Alliance's early game and make Bears' cores look a lot better than Alliance's.
Are we not assuming that Yapzor is actually the Slardar in this game?
It could be. He could also
because you've still got Darkseer that got through the pool after Slardar got picked in the first phase. So they could just do the Darkseer Slardar, run Rubik on the safe lane with the plus with whoever's down there, and do the same kind of thing that Fada's been doing all the time. Farms up a little bit, disappears to the jungle, let the Rubik take his level 6.
Sounds pretty safe to me.
Yeah.
And
It is classic Bears.
And 2 ways to set up Sunstrike as well, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Telekinesis and Crush.
Yeah, that's what I always love about Bears. Like they always have this, like the Rubik and the Slardar. It's the exact kind of combination. Like you don't care about the 2 ways to also just set up the Sunstrike. They synergize with themselves together really well. And the Rubik was something Bears was always picking. You look for like when they ran the Beastmaster on the Coddle off lane, Rubik would run safe lane, rotate it in, and you look for that early burst damage that makes it so the Invoker Sunstrike will actually ensure the kill. And they do that really early on, so Invoker gets the injection of money and brings up that hand of Midas timing.
And often if they do pick Beastmaster, often they try and give Forever the 1v1. Like I've seen him play Beastmaster against Central a bunch of times and just like own that lane.
That all sounds very aggressive coming from Bears. How's Alliance going to deal with that?
Hold him back.
They have got a Crystal Main and an Elder Titan as support duo. Is that enough?
I'm interested to see how greedy the Crystal Maiden gets early on, or is it how greedy she's allowed to get early on. Because if she can get some early levels, then I think the Nova from the Frostbite could do enough work.
I think it depends on what Loda plays.
Yeah.
Loda's Jug's banned out. First phase by
First phase ban,
which I actually think is a really good ban. But the other ones, he's played Spectre, he played Chaos Knight.
If he plays Spectre, then they lose this game.
I also think so. But what they need
Gyro?
here that gets involved early. Who?
Gyro option, Slark.
Lifestealer is still in the pool as well if they want to.
That's true, but
I'd be concerned about Lifestealer just because you're going to get ripped apart. With like amplification plus the alacrity we're seeing, like the amount of like the damage which has been coming out with that alacrity buff up is really intimidating. But the Lifestealer goes to Bears anyway. So they've got their really safe bottom lane, wonderful against the Centaur.
That really limits Loda's pool too. Slaughter Lifestealer actually, it's very difficult for a lot of players.
Are you actually forced to go Ursa? Because like, what else is going to kill off the Lifestealer? I think I've only seen like Juggernaut and Ursa really picked up against the Lifestealer.
Slark, like you mentioned, is okay. It's not terrible, but it's not that great for the laning phase. What other ones are there? Jug I like a lot versus Slaughter Lifestealer, but again, it's banned out. Luna
is also banned.
Probably going to get run at and is banned. Terrorblade is actually pretty good, I think. Terrorblade's really good versus Slaughter, I think.
But you might have the issue where if he gets caught, there's going to be enough clearance between the Rubik and Voka.
Yeah, but he has a lot of armor, so he can just man up versus Lifestealer. Lifestealer can't deal with the illusions either.
Pretty strong on the lane as well for Terrorblade, so that means that they got that problem solved.
Yeah, then the Darkseer gets picked up, and you're like, oh crap.
Oh, they still have one ban left. They still have one ban left.
Oh, they could do safe lane Void actually. I like Void versus the Lifestealer a lot. It's actually banned out sometimes when they see the Lifestealer.
What do you give Limp if Loda's going to go Void? Because he doesn't really play OD, right? He plays like SF.
He definitely he can
play
it,
but he's not played recently.
Yeah, they haven't played it recently. Invoker's ideal. Troll actually. Troll's one of the best.
Radiant team ban.
I like it a lot. We saw it yesterday. The Beans versus.
Yep. It worked out great too, and we've seen a lot of Troll coming out from 4 Protect 5 as well, and actually they beat Lions with that.
Yep. And the Lions are like, man, that hero owns Lifestealer.
Yep, we're gonna pick that.
Stampede and Battle Trance as well.
Yep. OD's looking a lot better now too, because he has good synergy with the Troll. That's one of the things I don't like about when teams pick Trolls. Like they pick some like non-right clicker mid. Like no one's gonna use Battle Trance on their team except for their mid hero.
Hey, ET can punch people.
Yo, Crystal Maiden with plus 60 damage.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Worth.
And then Lifestealer just kills you in 2 hits.
The Maelstrom Crystal Maiden.
Alliances
Master
turn
Madness.
to ban.
No, you don't need attack speed. You need damage. Maelstrom.
They took the SF out. So is it now like it's the OD? Who else is in the mid? Gets played. TA.
TA is good. They would just pick Darkseer though.
Well, it's going to be banned, right? It's going to be banned in the last one because it would perfectly synergize the Bears lanes.
Oh, you know what's sick here? And it's an Alliance hero and a Limp hero is Viper. You could just see them picking Viper, honestly.
Viper.
I miss that hero. No, I really don't. I'm not playing that game anymore.
Yeah.
You gotta specify when you're being sarcastic or not as well.
I should just like hold the ball up high.
Yep.
Okay, Darkseer was banned out.
Darkseer banned out.
Just makes sense.
Do you reckon TA then?
TA or OD are my favorites for the mid right clickers that synergize with Troll. If Shadow Fiend's banned out, Viper's like Viper.
10 seconds remaining. Templar Assassin.
It is.
Radiant team
yeah,
pick.
last offlaner. Timber, I think, is pretty good.
Banned.
Oh, it is? Oh, God.
Beastmaster is like one of the few remaining ones, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good against TA, hey, with Boars and Necro units.
Sand King is available as well.
What's it going to do for team fight? You have to deal with Stampede.
They need initiation. Clockwork's still on the pull.
Clockwork, Sand King.
Clockwork doesn't have that much synergy with Lifestealer, but it does have synergy with Invoker. Magnus? Swagnus?
Reserve time.
By 4F? Yeah.
There's not a lot to really stop him when he's gearing out. Like, Crystal Maiden and Frostbite's the only thing he'll fear in the lane
10
phase.
seconds remaining.
Tide, I guess, is okay.
5 seconds remaining.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
So
Bit of extra team fight. It will be a Bat Rider, though.
Oh, Bat owns TA, too.
Yep.
Forgot about Bat.
And that finally actually gave Bears the initiation that wasn't just the Rubik.
And the life. Yeah, you don't need Starter Lifestealer bombs when you have Bat.
Yep.
So we have to call it here. We have Bears. Gareth, do you want to go against these two that laughed at you for going for NIP in the previous game?
I'm casting the next game, so I don't have to draw a bloody ball out of that golden contraption. So I'm going to say Alliance.
You're casting the next game?
Really?
I mean the next series for CIS. So I won't be on
Oh,
panel.
You do.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're
Yeah.
actually going to skip for the game.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, no.
yeah.
If Na'Vi win, then maybe I'm on panel again.
Yeah,
I
for
don't know.
people that are wondering,
Yeah.
the CIS qualifiers are in the playoffs as well, and Navi is playing against Virtus Pro. Game 1 was won by Virtus Pro.
10
And
seconds
game 2
remaining.
either is just finished or still going on. You can find out on Beyond the Summit 4,
5
and it's
seconds
commentated by LD
remaining.
and Gods. Classic combo. And while we're at it as well, Mineski versus Faceless is going on Beyond Summit 3 by Lumi and Eosin.
It's like, what's your prediction, by the way?
Oh,
As
I
you
would go for
skipped?
Bears as well.
You're a Bears, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
3 Bears, 1 Alliance.
You actually go for Alliance?
Yeah, dude.
You are so good.
You know that there's a stat sheet with and I have to send all the reports to Hoppit saying like who was right and who was wrong, right?
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm 2 for 3 now in my time on the panels.
All right.
That's my
I
first
mean,
one.
I think I'm like 2 and 2 or something.
Eosin is I think still the
But
master.
if we get to count our 2 games from before, then I think we're pretty good. Technically, that would make me 4 for 5.
Why exactly are you going for Alliance, by the way?
So I like Troll Warlord.
I mean, I like Troll as well. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I think they've got a good
Their
chance to win
lineup, their
lanes.
line was
and-
pretty good.
Their lineup
Yeah.
is
I just
not
think Bears.
like
is a
they've
better
got
team.
they've got lane winning
Yeah.
heroes. I think the only trouble they'll have is like once Bat has Blink and Invoker's AFK farming in jungle, whether they can kill him and find him.
yeah. Vision.
So you have a good matchup though. Invoker versus TA is a pretty good matchup for TA.
Yeah.
Troll versus Lifesteal is a pretty good matchup too.
I
Centaur versus
agree with the
anyone is good.
matchups, but unless Bears was taken out of the comfort zone, I probably would never have gone against Bears. Because Bears just feels like the far superior team. The rotations are going to be better from them.
We'll see about that, Toby.
We will see.
I mean, we will see
He's like trying to throw down or something.
eventually. While we have a short break, by the way, let me just remind you that you can go learn things if you want. Learn the Dota 2 skills at Pugna with many guides by Fogged and Slasher and Jenkins and more. So make sure to check that out. There's a link below the stream. And with the... Oh, that was not ready. Never mind. That was... There you go.
There
That's already.
It's fine. You've got some wonderful commentators ready to take you through.
Yes, and they will be Odie and Drasko actually. So go ahead and enjoy that one.
Yeah, they split it between, didn't they? Yeah, that's true, yeah. So, even, yeah, if we obviously expect to see that tier getting the blink, it's still going to rely on EGM closing that gap physically as well. In the laning phase, do you feel we are going to see a certain team have the edge? I mean, how much pressure is Loader going to feel from this Bat's presence, or will the support backup be enough to secure Loader an easy lane?
The battle begins.
Talking about the mid lane, though, I mean, have you seen Firo? On these Invoker performances, he's been incredibly impressive, and he's very good at recovering from a bad laning stage. So maybe because they have Firo on this Invoker, and he's a player that's very suited to coming back from a bad start if he gets it, that's great news for Bears because they can put this attention up on the top lane with Yapzor and Adam looking to try and help out this Bat. And, well, already going in onto EGM, and EGM, he's in a lot of trouble here. Telekinesis back, and Bears, they'll surround him, and they should be able to get the first blood. He pops the stick charge of the crush, actually won't get EGM, but it doesn't matter. The right clicks come through, and Bears take their first blood with this aggressive tri-lane. He's got 4 stacks of napalm on it. It's not looking good. Loader will try and slow them down with the axes, but the crush from Yapso comes through before the frostbite of Hanskin holds him back. And a second kill. This top lane, it's... I certainly can't. Can you still hear me? Andy? Is that a yes? Oh, sweet. I can still... I think we're fixing stuff. I think you sound a little bit better now. But Andy, as I said, this top lane, I mean, Alliance, they've got the work cut out here. The Bears are going fully in on the safe lane. Yeah. As we see EGM and Hanskin trying their best to get this space for Loader. This troll safe lane. Now see him return. Fodder down on the bottom. He doesn't seem to be having many issues at all. I mean, both are getting farm. Jonas and Fan is also getting a nice bit of gold from this lane. But Fodder getting the experience solo and that gold as well. It's going to be a very powerful life stealer. And Yapso's actually going to come across with a rotation. Let's see where he looks to get a look in at a bit of action. Mid lane, how's the matchup going? Firo 12 for 6. 10 for 4 on Limp, so all things considered, Firo doing pretty well in this heads-up 1v1 matchup.
Regeneration.
Now we see Hanskin heading into the jungle to start and get himself a few more levels with the frostbite. Loader, CS-wise, he's keeping it pretty nicely up there. And Andy, are you still there? We're good. We're fixing stuff, yeah. And I think you should sound alright at the moment. It's just a little bit fuzzy. But we're good. The wonderful ladies and gentlemen at home can hear us. And in-game should be fine as well.
Haste.
Yeah. Mid lane. Yep, so I'm just gonna see if they can try and make anything happen. I mean, Lim, in terms of his build this game, do you expect do they need him to get the early blink, or will he just focus on getting the Deso first? Yeah. He's in a lot of trouble here. The TP will come through from EGM. Can he actually do anything to save them? No, with Fraction being burnt down by the Firefly. Bears with a nice little smoke gank and rotation from the Yapso and Forev to catch Limp out and also get that kill for Firo in the mid lane. So this Invoker lane getting nicer and nicer here for the side of Bears.
Is under attack.
We'll go in. They do have backup on the side of Bears. Crush onto Loader. Frev coming across as well with the Firefly. Adam falling low. Will go down. Alliance get a kill, but Fada with the rotation. Turning up to the top lane. Takes down EGM. Hanskin will TP out, but Loader got focused down by Yapso and Forev as well. And again, Bears just reacting very nicely to Alliance and making sure that this safe lane is not very safe at all.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Concealing yourselves.
mid lane. Some eyes on Limp again. Got Fada inside the Hellbear, smash it. Yep, so there as well, but the ward here from Alliance is spotting it all out. So, pretty unlikely really that Bears do manage to catch them off guard with it. You can see this Hellbear smash and making his way over as Fada trying to close the gap. And in fact, well, with the rotation from Adam to set things up, they'll try and make a go, but a great stampede into the 3-man stomp from EGM will hold back Bears, and they won't find any kills with that rotation. They can put a bit of pressure onto the tier 1 mid, and Forever's getting some space up top as he works towards the Blink Dagger. But Loader is also pressuring the safe lane of Bears as he works towards his tier 1. Spin up. Can he get a lock onto anyone? EGM just throwing out the spirits, trying to hold him back. Fortification will come out, but Bears very set on trying to get rid of this tier 1. Loader continues. He's getting a lot of space down on this bottom lane there. Very focused on the mid to out. Now they'll TP down bottom. They'll send Japsaw over, and he won't find anything on his own, but at the least maybe able to stop Loader from pressuring onto the tier 1, and will allow Bears to finally get their tower down in the middle lane.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, they might be able to secure the safe lane tier 1 of Bears here. Doesn't look like there's any contention coming out. And that puts Jonas and Van about halfway through his blink. So once that comes out, that's Alliance's time.
The thing is, I guess, it's going to be a lot slower than Forev's Blink Dagger, as he will have that any second now. And once Forev's picked that up, where can you imagine Bears to look to focus moving around and to try and shut down? Who's the biggest threat, would you say? Are you looking to stop the TA or the Troll at this stage of the game?
I mean, either of them are huge kills.
Yeah,
I think that killing the TA is probably more impactful just because she can farm faster. Like with side blades you watch right now, like Limp's going to go for this Ancient stack as bottom. The Radiant scan is actually going to catch Jonas and Fan, so I don't think Yapsor is going to be dying either. Really nice scan coming in from them. But yeah, Limp is probably the best target. Next best probably Loda. But either one of them, they really do need quite a tremendous amount this game in the way of support to be able to function. And again, a lot of that is just based around Jonas and Fan's blink. Whereas, you know, Forev, he just got his blink.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker.
Into the game.
Yeah, Armlet done on Fodder as well. So this Blink, Batrider, Lifestealer combination is going to be pretty deadly for the majority of the heroes on Alliance. But they do, as we mentioned before, have the Stampede, and that really is a lifesaver against that combination. As long as you can get away from the lasso, as they will look to jump in. As there we have it, gearing up for Rev with Fada deep inside him.
Yeah, they want the tower more than anything. Like they probably aren't expecting anything here, but they want to keep Fearos safe. And as long as they're showing one person on the map and Yapsor can soak or whatever, drag the creep wave away, probably not in this case, but whatever delay they can put out while they take this tower is fine with them. And they're just going to make the rotation down here.
And Alliance are getting a lot of pressure done as tier 2 falls down to half health. Bears, can they actually find the fight? Limp has an Invis rune though, and this is giving some valuable information for Alliance. They know exactly what's up. Adam will still go for the lead in, onto Hans Ken. Amplifies on him as well for Rev. Looking to close the gap. They still have Stampede if they want to save the CM. And as they aren't going to be able to save him now. Immediate jump in with the lasso. Vada, he just has to watch from inside. Doesn't even need to pop out of the bat. So they get the CM. They could have maybe used the Stampede a little early to save her, but I guess maybe they just wanted to see her die.
I think it's the I don't know, it depends, because if he had his Blink Dagger, I would kind of understand holding the Stampede, because then it's like saying, okay, well, we're not going to use it now because we're just going to go for a fight as soon as the CM's alive.
Yeah.
And it's still like a 90-second cooldown. It's fairly long. But if you don't have your Blink and you don't want to fight, then I don't see any reason to not use it there. Maybe they just figured it's safer to have it if a core is in trouble, rather than just using it for a support, I guess is the mentality.
Yeah, certainly could be the case. Overall, Limp still top of the net worth at the moment. And having a very, very good time. Hasn't really had too many issues. We saw in the mid lane that one smoke gang come in and be able to shut him down. But he's picked himself back up, clearing up the camps, has a DD rune now. So may even be able to find a bit of action with that Blink Dagger. And talking about Blinks, we have just seen Yapso, I believe he's just finished it off and keeping it in the base at the moment. So we'll almost certainly want to head back and try and use that reveal to catch the members of Alliance off guard, because with Blinks on 2 of Bear's cores, it is pretty scary for Alliance if they get the jump.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, EGM's positioning is going to be even more important now. Like, he's the one who really kind of halts the momentum. We saw when middle lane, you know, he landed a 3-man stomp to, like, Limp still died, but he got it, and then he got another 3-man stomp when they were trying to dive behind the tier 1. That's the hero that's going to be, I think, most crucial in stopping that kind of stuff from just getting a free kill. Because if Amp goes on somebody and a Lifestealer is infested inside and he gets to hit on a lasso target, that hero's dead. Like, I don't see any potential way that they live at the moment, but, you know, if Alliance can get the right jump, then they can also take out somebody relatively fast as well. It's just kind of interesting to me how both the Slardar and the Bat were able to get blinked before the Centaur. And I mean, I know he didn't really have a favorable matchup, but Yapsor is playing, like, I guess the 4, and he got his blink before the offlane, so that's definitely not a good sign. But now Jonas and Fan does have enough. With the Blink Dagger and the DD rune here on Limp, they might look to make something happen.
Yeah, immediately moving over to join and group up as 5 and see what kind of movement they can make. They smoke up. Who will they find? 3 heroes at the moment pushing up top. Only Fada and Firo revealing themselves. Yapso keeping himself hidden in the tree line. Can Alliance get a successful job? Good position from 4F though to dispel the smoke, and immediately they know what's up. They know that Alliance is coming in and they all back off. Bears, they regroup. They don't want to take a fight from a bad position. And yeah, that's down there from Forev, just keeping guard and making sure that Alliance can't get the jump that they wanted. In fact, the Absol playing around with that, actually jumps forward on Forev as they grab the TA into the crush of the freezing field. Immediate reaction from Hanskin, the ult from EGM as well, as Alliance will take down Yaps or punish him for trying to follow through on that bad initiation, which is just a little bit hasty there from Bears, and it does end up hurting them.
I think he went in because the Centaur went on the Rubik mid. Like, he blinked in with a Stomp double edge, so they're like, okay, Centaur's blink has been used, let's try to kill the core. And to be honest, I think if Limp didn't have a haste rune, he probably would have just burned out to the Firefly, but he was able to just haste out and not die to the damage over time effect. So that was a nice little trade there from Alliance. Sure, it's just a position for Slardar, but a kill is a kill at this point, and that's more space being made for Loda to try to get more items.
Loda halfway through the S&Y. Top of the phase and the Helm, standard stuff here for the Troll Warlord. How's Fada doing on the armlet? Desolator just a Mithril Hammer away. So I'll have that fairly shortly, and the Desolator progress for Limp. Similar location as well. He's got enough for the first Deso, so these 2 Desos will probably come out at pretty similar timings between both of the cores. We'll just see who can make a better impact.
Both teams have such high burst potential, having the Deso on a TA and the Deso on a Lifestealer as well. I just think it's a bit easier for Bears to start the fight, because they have kind of like this 2-pronged initiation, where it's either the Bat Rider or the Slardar, and you have to worry about both of them, and it's really difficult for Alliance to fight without vision. And that's part of the reason why as well Bears didn't want to fight in the jungle. They broke a smoke, and they realized, okay, we have no wards down, so we should probably just not do this because we have no idea what we're getting ourselves into. And it was just a nice move overall for them to play it a little bit more patient, maybe wait for, you know, that Deso like you were mentioning being finished here. But Yapsor is on his own. He's looking for a kill. He's got the Lifestealer inside him at the moment. See what he can find. Yeah,
they'll spot out the Centaur here under the wards, and he starts to make a beeline before Jonas and Fan. It's a big old target and a tricky target as well. He'll almost certainly get the chance to stampede before they bring him down. So yeah, Yapsor's going to hold back from that jump. Look elsewhere. Good scan from Alliance up top though. Finds Firo in the tree line. They know he's still hanging around. He'll go for the TP out and the Ghost Walk. No, it's not quick enough. The damage is all too much from Limp. They'll bring down a big kill. YapzOr, he's headed up here. Maybe see if he can get something in return. Hansken has been left behind. But the blink out from Limp will keep himself safe, and they're not going to search for the Hansken CM. Realize it's likely that he's gone. He does have TPs on him as well. So Alliance getting a big kill, and Bears, even though they try their best to head up there and find something in return, get nothing.
It's also something to keep in mind how much time Fata actually spent infested.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it does come back to bite you after a while if you keep doing these ganks and you're not finding anything. So Alliance are doing a really nice job of maneuvering around the map, making sure that there's always somebody sitting behind Loda. Like bottom lane, Forev went in, not knowing that Jonas and Fan was sitting behind Loda when they were going for that fight top chasing Firo. So they kind of have this idea of, okay, we need to be getting these picks. Because in the late game stage, Bears still have the opportunity to get picks, but the team fight of Alliance becomes ridiculously strong. Like when BKB on the TA and the Troll Warlord eventually come out, and they're carrying a couple of damage items, if you make one slip in that team fight, you are going to explode to how much damage Alliance can do. So I think Bears are starting to kind of feel the pressure a bit. You know, maybe they want to secure Roshan, they got the Slardar with the amplified damage, but again, at the same time, if they mess it up, there's a TA with a Deso on the other team and another double damage, and Alliance are going to smoke up with it.
And this could really catch. They actually, I think they're under the wall, weren't they?
They were close. I don't actually know.
I think it may have
they were under the ward.
So Bears, yeah, they shouldn't be caught out by this. They know what's up. Fada's actually leading in with an invis, but immediately the dust. Fada with quick rage turns towards Jonas and Fanny, pops the Stampede. YapzOr's in with the crush. They'll burst down the Slardar incredibly quickly. Forev jumps forward, but he doesn't find a lasso target. Bears, they've got to think very carefully about how they stick around for this one. And already they're on the retreat, trying to get themselves the hell out of there. As Alliance just absolutely melted YapzOr there. He tried to jump in and commit, but he was gone before the team could even think about following up and helping out the Slardar.
I mean, that was an execution, basically. Limp had the DD still when he blinked him, and he also had Sprint active. So he had Sprint on, he got melded by a Deso double damage TA. Not a lot of heroes are going to live through that damage anyway, but when you take the bonus damage as well, it's pretty rough. They're going to immediately smoke here on Bears. They did not use Lasso last fight, and Forev now has the Force Staff as well, so they know Stampede's down. This is Bears' chance.
Let's see what they can find. YapzOr leading the way. Alliance, though, they're playing it safe. They are backing up towards their base. Not forever, he will still find something, but it is just the Crystal Maiden. They'll take down Hansken. And slowly but surely, they're just kind of letting him to miserably tick out in the fire. But that's not really the kill that Bears needed with the utilization of that smoke back onto an Alliance that, as you said, without the ult, was in a weakened state.
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job at avoiding getting their cores killed. Like, Limp's died once, and I don't think Loda's died pretty much at all this game.
Just once at the start, in the very, very early laning stage, yeah.
Yeah, when they had the tri-lane, that's right. So they both have one death, but outside of that, you know, they've been finding their farm. Adam's gonna get spotted here.
I think with the Husto, they were just on the wrong side of the tree, so they knew he was there. Now, Limp! Oh my goodness. That's a dead Rubik.
All right.
Alliance really piecing together now, and now the fact that Loda has that full S and Y, I guess we can start to expect to see him become part of the fights. Because as you mentioned, he's very opposite to Fada. He's been just sticking in the lanes and farming, whereas Fada's been prioritizing trying to get in on the action. Now, Bears are going to have to deal with a Troll Warlord as well joining the fights.
Yeah, it's the difference in playstyle, though, I think, of the drafts. Like, Bears, you know what they want to do.
Yeah.
They want to pick you off, and they want to push towers based on the fact that they're always going to be outnumbering you. They got the Invoker as well, so they have that alacrity. You know, a lot of Invokers lately have actually been skipping their talents as well. So
they have, especially Firo. Yeah, he doesn't get it to, what, the 21 mark.
I thought he might go for the Double Forge, just because in this type of game, you kind of want the potential to be able to push towers, but okay, looks like they're collapsing here, Alliance.
Who's going to get the jump on who? Bears trying their best to guard the Roshan pit. Stampede will be popped, in fact, just to try and get themselves away from Forev. They'll turn back towards Fada. Forev getting bursted down low from EGM's ultimate, and in fact, on the side of it, Jonas tried to jump in, gets ripped to pieces though by Fada, so there is Centaur Warrunner down on Alliance. Gotta be careful now. YapzOr may be able to get a follow-up crush. He's got his eyes on Hansken, but oh no! The blink was cancelled by EGM's Spirit as he sends it out, and that will save the Crystal Maiden's life. But at the end of the day, Bears take down the Centaur, and they do maintain control of this area of the map. They're not thinking about heading into Roshan as of yet. You know, it's just 20 seconds and that Centaur's gone. But it's a valuable kill. They get a core at least this time, and not just the Crystal Maiden like before.
Yeah, it's a really nice kill. They know that Stampede's going to be down at least for a little bit, even when he revives. They kill Roshan extremely fast, so Alliance are going to have to react to this, or they're just going to say, okay, we can see that you're going to get this Aegis, and it looks like the latter is going to be true here. They're still scared. EGM's doing enough with just the Spirit to kind of keep him at wit's end, but I still think they should be able to claim this.
Yeah, it looks like Alliance just as a team don't have any interest in fighting or contesting that area.
I mean, if they wanted to fight, Jonas and Fan should have TP'd to the Shrine, because he's got TP up.
He went to tier 2, yeah. So Bears will get away with that one. Alliance not contesting at all. And Carter has now got the Aegis in his hands. Working straight towards the Assault Caress as well, after the Armlet Desolator. So making sure they do have that physical damage, and yeah, just to help the team really against the physical burst that this Templar Assassin has.
Yeah, it's a lot of Lifestealers never want to pass up on the Echo Saber, but in this type of game, when you're playing against an Elder Titan, when you're playing against the mass minus armor, and you know you're always going to be on the front line, you kind of need to be tankier. It's not really so much about hitting the creeps, whereas, you know, most Lifestealers will get Echo because it's such an efficient farming item, in addition to being able to help you in the fights, but in this game, Fata needs to be in the middle of a bunch of heroes, potentially with a ridiculous amount of minus armor on him, and if he doesn't have an AC, he's just going to go splat. So he's kind of itemizing to build around the troll, around the TA, etc. So a very nice choice. I think Alliance are going to be not too happy with giving away that Roshan. I think maybe they were assuming it would be faster, but after throwing the Spirit in the pit, I think people kind of forgot how good Elder Titan is just at delaying, even if he's all on his own, just because of how scary it can be to get, you know, 3-man stomped into an Earth Splitter or something like that. But still, Bears hold the advantage for the time being.
Alliance is certainly going to have a bit of a scary power peak when they get the 2 BKBs done on their cores, looking at you know, the matchup between themselves and Bears lineup. At that point, you're just kind of worried about the Lifestealer getting the physical DPS out, but as long as you could disable him and kite him around post-rage, the rest of the heroes of Bears have to be very scared of trolls running at them and TAs blinking on them.
Oh god, yeah, it's going to be... When BKBs come out on Alliance, that's the point where Bears don't want to really be playing their game anymore. They just want to only go for picks. Full-out team fights are going to be so difficult for them. They do have the gem, though, on Toreb. We can see the dewarding here. He's pretty much made the rounds through his own jungle. So they have removed basically like 90% of the vision that Alliance had on the map. The only ward they have left is one that was freshly placed by the top bounty rune spot. And that's not really going to help them at the moment. I think this is a really nice timing kind of push coming out from Bears, recognizing, okay, we have the Aegis on Fata. We're just going to buy a gem right now. We're going to get the biggest possible advantage we can without really committing full out to a team fight.
One tower down on the bottom lane, top lane. Alliance forcing in. They get a trade. In fact, look at that grab there. Varev goes straight up into the high ground, finds EGM, takes him down and out. He'll be down for 10.
He's going to be up in, he's going to be up in 10 seconds.
What's his respawn time? It's minus 20 seconds at level 10. It's very nice for these kind of defenses. Alliance now moving in. Moving Fada, but he gets into the siege creep. We're going to try and run, and just look at the physical damage here. Fada has to be careful. The Aegis will almost certainly be... No, he manages to just get away in time. Lim, they will find the Rubik as the Stampede from Jonas and Fan allows them to get a position. Lim once again has a double damage rune somehow.
I think DDs have been the only rune spawning in this game.
It seems like he's had it, what, 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah, there was like 1 regen, a haste, and like 8 DDs somehow. Yep. I don't even know how that's possible.
Pretty much. At the end
the
of the day,
funny part is though, even with the DD, they couldn't kill the Lifestealer once.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he got away. Only just. I mean, it was so close.
Yeah.
And he did have the Aegis, but
it was pretty much only Limp's damage at that point. I think he got frostbitten, but he raged out of it. So it's one hero's damage, but it kind of says once the AC is finished, he's going to be even tankier. And then after that, he can decide if he wants to go for maybe like the Abyssal Blade we see quite often, or if he wants to go even tankier and just build evasion or something like that.
Something Yapzor goes for the D-Ward. Be punished for it. Jonas and Fan in with a Who Stomp. Lim closing in. Top of the damage, but the crush from Yapzor holds back the TA Yap. Can he get himself out? With Vero with the deafening blast there to protect the Slardar. He certainly can keep himself safe. and they get the kill on Jonas and Fan. Very, very nicely done, and Alliance just didn't seem like they were prepared for Firo to blink down and quickly turn around that little bit of an engagement.
Yeah, normally Invokers aren't the types who want to blink directly into a Centaur, but in that type of situation where he knew that he was going to get the instant kill with the deafening, it was a really nice play there by Firo. I enjoy watching his Invoker quite a bit. As an avid Invoker player myself, it's always fun.
AC is now complete for Fada. So as you mentioned, we've already seen how tanky he is becoming, even against the high physical damage of Alliance's cores. It's going to be even more so, and a little bit extra bonus for his teammates when they group up and go. Limp, post BKB, what do you expect next from them for this TA after the BKB?
I think he just wants more damage.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff like Butterfly, in this game, I would even think that Manta is not too bad, just because there's amplify damage on the other team as well, and it can cause a little bit of confusion. But if he wants to just go for the straight damage, there are like things like crit. Butterfly is kind of the hybrid between survivability and damage.
It does take the tower. They are going to smoke out Triangle, but ooh! Quick reactions from Forev as he blinks out. And Lim popped the BKB very early on there, expecting to fight.
Yeah.
A very, very nice back off there from Bears as they get the objective and they get themselves the hell out of there.
They've been really, like, both teams actually have been very good about kind of poking and finding what they want. And speaking of, you want some of that?
Stampede, but the telekinesis is there to control him. Loader comes across, will rip to pieces the Rubik, and with the BKB he wants to try and fight more. He slows down Yapzor, but Yapzor, he plays his way out, making sure that the blink keeps cancelled. Loader gets in close and personal. Yapzor is going to be fine. Once again, Firo protecting his fellow teammates as he holds back Loader with a quick tornado. And Yapzor is going to be able to get himself back out to safety. So they may have been able to rip apart the Rubik, but again, the trades aren't favouring Alliance. And Jonas and Fan just came back across, maybe a little bit greedy. I guess they expected Bears to have backed all the way back off. But Bears, they were sticking around and seeing what they could find.
Yeah, it's nice to do those little fake backs where you just send like one core across the map, show them on lane, make the enemy team feel like they're safe because they see one like really high priority hero farming and they're like, oh, okay, I'll just, you know, farm this jungle camp, and then there are still 2 or 3 heroes in the area and you just die because of it. So nicely played by Bears. It is 2 10-second BKBs for a support kill on the side of Alliance. That's like the really bad thing in regards to trading. But I mean, I suppose they got something, and it does showcase how strong Alliance's teamfight is becoming when Bears are just like, okay, we absolutely do not want to fight. And Alliance, I think, recognized this because Loda's next item is going to be Blink. I mean, this is fairly standard Troll Warlord items, to be honest, but when you have triple Blink on Alliance with Stampede, speaking of, Jonas and Fan.
He's trying to get himself away from Forev.
Yeah.
Who's constantly been this threat, getting some good jump-ins, and considering how the game's been going, very impressive as well that he's yet to die, even with the amount of initiations this man's making. He's constantly trying to get himself jumped in and set it off, but it's never gone too bad for himself.
To be fair, I think he's fairly low on the kill list for Alliance. I mean, if they find him randomly,
they try and fight around him.
But they want to kill the Lifestealer and Firo first and foremost. Even killing Yapzor is really nice, because a Slardar can be extremely frustrating in a fight if he's allowed to disengage and go back in. You know, he gets like 2 or 3 crushes off, and that can just be the end of your team fight because he got to live too long. So once the lasso's used, which, yeah.
Forev, man, lovely moment in terms of initiations.
God. That damage. Fata, he's got the AC and the Basher. It seems like he just conjured that item out of nowhere.
Yeah, Fada's definitely the way that he's farmed in this qualifier has been very impressive. They're trying to look for more, but Alliance are going to turn around and rip the beat it now. Finally, the Battle Rider goes down in the freezing field from a Hanskin, just breaking up the fight, allowing Limp and Loader to get in, and they're not done yet. They look towards the mid lane. Fada is inside one of the creeps, one of the enemies.
In the front creep.
They can't get rid of him, but the creeps of his own team can. Fada says, stop hitting me. Stop hitting me. You're meant to be on my side, boys, so get out. Rage is up, but Alliance, they're going to look to try and finish to death. The damage to get him before TP's out, he gets away!
Oh. No bash.
Oh.
Roshan's going to be up real soon, too.
Yeah, that's something for Alliance. I mean, even though they don't get Loader there, that's still get Fada there. Still a very good fight for them. They take down 3, they take a tier 1, and exactly, as you've mentioned, bang on. Oh, it's there.
Does the trap not see Rosh? I don't think it sees him. Or maybe it does. I don't know.
Surely
I think it would have immediately walked into the pit if it saw him. Nope, the trap doesn't see him. If you look at the vision, it doesn't see him. Bears see that Roshan's up, but Alliance didn't.
And then they're not going to check.
Oh dear, that's really bad actually. They could have gotten Roche so easily.
If Alliance lose a fight here, well, they could certainly lose the Roche as well. Bears for the lead in. Yapzor and Frev jumping in immediately, trying to find EGM. And Jonas Ryan comes back in though with a beautiful two-man who stop. Yapzor's out. They'll stampede up, turn towards Fada, try and chase down this Lifestealer. They get him as well. Double kill for Loda. They take down a third. And it doesn't matter that they didn't get the Roshan at the end of the day as they take another incredibly convincing team fight. Alliance ripping Bears to pieces. And we'll see if they headed. Yeah, they've got the creep in there now, so they know that it's up. They know that the coast is very much clear for them to head into Roshan. And Alliance, it's all coming together for this lineup. Loda and Limp becoming pretty unstoppable beasts.
Yeah, this is kind of what we were talking about. It's like Alliance are going to crush the 5-man once they have their items. And now there's a completed Manta finished up here on Limp, so normally when you're playing against heroes like Slardar and Bat, you're really frustrated as a TA player because it's hard to stick your target. You get amplified, Meld's not really good defensively, and people can kind of just all in on you. In this type of scenario, when you have the BKB and the Manta already finished, oh god, they're 1 for 4. I mean,
mid lane have dragged Loda in. Loda, he wants to fight this. He's going to chase down Forev.
The evasion.
He's almost certainly going to go down there still with the Frostbite. One more touch is all that they need. The stolen Frostbite holds back Loda. Oh! Adam there buying time for Forev to get the blink out. Holding back Loda with the Frostbite. Loda did pop the BKB in hopes to chase, but he's not going to make it. On the side, they've found him, but Loda comes straight back in onto Yapzor. Yapzor's down. They'll lose the Aegis, but they're losing the Rubik on the side of Bears. Again, the casualties are too much for Bears. Fada's left alone. He's ripped to pieces. Forev chased down by Alliance, and Alliance are doing it. Triple kill for Lim. And Andy, after a relatively stable early game, it's all falling apart for Bears. And look at Limp now, over pretty much nearly 5,000 net worth ahead of Fero's Invoker. And this pushing power from Alliance is not to be doubted as well, with the Desolator, with the Troll.
They're going to lose buildings.
And there's no buybacks, Andy.
Yeah, they're going to lose racks. They might even lose 2 racks here, actually, because it's 40 seconds on a life.
Yeah.
They only have Invoker alive. Lasso is going to be up before every response. You know, Fero's doing what he can here, but realistically, they're going to lose 2 sets. Like, this is troll TA, boys. This is what happens when you don't win the game fast enough.
Absolutely, yeah, this troll pick, this overall lineup been very, very impressive from Alliance. 2 melee wrecks are taken from Bears. Incredibly punishing for them. And how do Bears even turn up to a man fight? It just seems like this Lifestealer, it just gets ripped to pieces by this combination of the TA and the Troll. And with Limp closing in on a completed Butterfly, just a few hundred more for that Talisman. Yeah. And of course you look at Fada's Gold, he is nowhere near any potential of an MKB. It's terrifying for Bears.
Well, I mean, this is the limitation of their lineup. This is how their lineup was meant to function is, okay, we get a lot of pickoffs. You know, we win the game by pressuring the map a ton. Because we have Slardar with Lifestealer and we have Batrider with Lifestealer. They got their blink super early. They got a lot of pickoffs, but realistically, the pickoffs that they got just weren't that important. Like, they weren't killing Limp, they weren't killing Loda. They were just getting, like, Handskin. I think they got Jonas and Fan a few times as well. I mean, Yapzor is looking for something here with his Invis rune, but I don't really think that they can necessarily fight into this. The only way they win a fight now is if they pull somebody out of position and just blow them up. And it has to be a core at this point. It has to be Jonas and Fan, Loda, or Limp. And if they don't get one of those heroes, it's not going to matter.
Alliance smoked up, seeing if they can catch mid lane. Ooh, they'll miss the Who Stomp. They won't miss the Mail Strike. Bam! That's a dead Ruby. Just 2 touches for Limp to bring him down. That's going to get more. They're trying to look towards Forev. Out comes the Ursula. Fada will jump out, takes down the CM. Fada looks towards Limp, but with this Butterfly, Limp is just pretty much invincible. He'll focus Yapzor, now turn back towards Fada. Lifestealer's down. They've lost 4. Again, Limp hitting the triple kill. Now look towards Fero. Do they have any detection? Doesn't look like they do between the 3 of them. But they don't need the Invoker. They can just turn and focus on the objectives. Once again, Bears 4-man down, and none of them with buyback available.
I think this might just be GG, honestly. I mean, there is a tier 2 top. They're going to clean up the range racks here and just hit the tier 4.
They could go for game.
The center. Yeah, they're going to kill this base.
There's no fortification. Yeah. This is it. This is it for Bears here in game 1 for sure. As Alliance onto the base. Firo trying his best to hold them off, but there's nothing he can do to stop the power of the TA and Troll pushes. Game 1 goes to Alliance. And it really feels kind of from the mid-game onwards, very convincingly as well.
All
Bears
right,
were making mistakes.
I think I lost you. Okay, you're back.
But that game, at the end of the day, what was going on with Bears? They just seemed unable to take any sort of fight with Alliance. Alliance were much smarter about the way that they went around it. And it really did feel like the power between the two cores of Alliance just was impossible for Fada to deal with.
Well, like, the Lifestealer is never going to carry against Troll TA. Yeah. There's just no freaking way. You have to be so far ahead. You have to have vision control, map control. Your team has to be getting picks everywhere. But that's just the nature of a lineup that Bears have picked. The reason why the game got out of hand so fast, and it was kind of displayed by how Bears were playing it, they wanted Roshan so bad. They wanted Roshan more than anything. They were sitting there for so long. They kept invading Alliance's jungle, but Alliance had really good vision throughout the majority of the game. So they were either seeing the ganks coming, or the ganks that were finding heroes were only finding supports. They weren't finding anything that was giving them like the tier 2 tower kills or letting them pressure the tier 3s or getting them that one Rosh. Because basically when the game got completely turned on its head was when Alliance won one fight with BKBs, and then they got Roshan after winning another fight. And as soon as they get Rosh, Bears are kind of like, okay, well, we can't really go for the pick anymore. Now we have to get forced into this 5-man fight, which Bears never want to take with their heroes. They only want to pick off people, and they want to split push, and they want to pressure the map that way. Alliance are going to win 5-man fights like every single time as long as they have the BKBs on the cores and the Centaur has Stampede. That's just the nature of the lineups.
Absolutely, but there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Alliance taking game 1 against Bears. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be back very shortly, of course, for game 2. Andy, I'll keep you in the call if that's all right. If you just want to mute your mic your end, and we'll be able to hit off straight away with the draft. That should be very shortly, in a few minutes. They keep it running very smoothly. And once again, apologies for the sound issues at the start, but it should be all fine now, and you should all be able to enjoy the coverage here from beyond the summit of the EU qualifiers for the Kiev Major. We'll see you guys very shortly.